Greetings, televiewers. My name is Martin Tomo, and I am the CEO and founder of BotangRecords. I am here today to give you a brief description of the documentary which you are about to watch. This documentary is all about the 50th anniversary celebration of the Afo-a-Kom, which is called Bang, that was celebrated here in Baltimore, the United States of America, last year, November 18th, 2023. The Kom people here in the United States of America decided to kickstart the celebration, which highlights the return of the Afo-a-Kom, which was stolen from Kom some time ago, discovered in America a couple of years later, and brought back to the Kom people. Please join me to enjoy this documentary. It has a lot to learn. It has a lot for us to reflect on our cultural heritage and for us to be able to tell our kids this beautiful story. In this documentary, you will listen to the sitting president of Afo-a-Kom USA give a very good speech highlighting the importance of this event. We shall hear keynote speakers that came all the way from Europe just to deliver a keynote address on this important topic. We shall see beautiful celebrations, cultural performances, and a lot of other interesting things that happened during this occasion. Please join me, join BotangRecords in spreading the word. And if there's any way you find it interesting in partnering with our organization, which is a non-profit charity organization to promote African art, culture, and music, please reach out to us. We will be happy to discuss and to look for ways to preserve our cultural heritage. Enjoy this documentary, and please leave us your comments. We improve based on the comments and the feedback that we receive from people like you. Thank you.
Afo-a-Kom back to come from USA in 1973. As president of this wonderful organization, it is a great pleasure for me and my leadership team to celebrate and share the joy of this historic moment with you. There are many tribes that lost their cultural artifacts and have not been able to find them. We are lucky we found ours. We are celebrating that moment. From our oral tradition and published literature, from people like Professor Okwe and our keynote speaker who is here in the room, and many others who have written on this topic, Afo-a-Kom was stolen from the Kom Palace in 1966 and brought to the United States. And this happened during the reign of Onisonwe, grandfather to one of our princesses, Nawembe Siata. That was his grandfather, her grandfather. And after its discovery, 7 years later, it was returned to Cameroon by Air France flight, and it got a first-class seat, 1F. Nothing like some of us have ever had before. And I know we owe a debt of appreciation to the American Peace Corps volunteers, Craig Tinselman, and Ivan Snyder. We owe a debt of appreciation to Bobeta Kyoto. We owe a debt of appreciation to the Embassy of Cameroon in Washington, D.C. and the State Department for their involvement. When it flew from here, the passport Douala to Yaoundé, and then from Yaoundé to Bali. Can we give a shout out to our Bali brothers and sisters in the house? Additionally, Bobe, popularly known among the Kom community as Afo-a-Kom, was the first secretary at the embassy at that time. And in an interview he granted the New York Times, he referred to the statue as Afo-a-Kom, meaning the Kom thing. Therefore, man returned home with the nickname Afo-a-Kom, and the name has stuck since then till date. Our non-for-profit organization, Afo-a-Kom USA, is named Afo-a-Kom USA in remembrance and honor of that beautiful moment. The loss and found moment of Afo-a-Kom placed a spotlight on Kom as a kingdom and our nation, elevating Kom and presenting us as a people who value family, who are loving, who are resilient and hardworking. Can we give a round of applause to all the Kom people in the room and their spouses? It brought the beautiful Kom culture and people to the limelight positively, something that has benefited the Kom person and the Kom culture ever since, in terms of international recognition and respect. This celebration will continue to showcase our culture and highlight these values. As a cultural organization, tonight's celebration aligns with our mission of engaging in programs and initiatives that uplift the socio-economic status of our members and the Kom tribe. We are dedicated to preserving and promoting our cultural heritage. Our culture is our identity and the foundation of every society. So by preserving and sharing it, we can enrich our lives and our communities. This celebration gives us that opportunity. My administration remains committed to its vision of making Afo-a-Kom USA one of the best cultural and development organizations in the entire world. Additionally, our top priority to keep our younger generation, especially our children born in the USA, knowledgeable about our roots through stories such as the Afo-a-Kom story, and by so doing, we share that knowledge with the rest of the world as a way of expanding our understanding in a continuous striving for greater inclusivity and belongingness in a world of diverse cultures. We remain thankful to the many members who are holding hands with us to make this happen. As we celebrate this milestone, let us continue our commitment to preserving and promoting our cultural heritage, and to let us know we should continue to educate and inspire our next generation to appreciate the value of their own history, and to remember our shared responsibility to respect the cultural heritage of others. And I want to mention here that if you participated in the art exhibit, there is a picture on that wall that was drawn by a 10-year-old girl from Canada. And I invite you to take a look at the photo of Afo-a-Kom that was drawn by that kid that has never really grown up in Cameroon, but was inspired by the stories to be able to do that. Let's put our hands together for the beautiful girl, Ngola's daughter, Dr. Ngola's daughter in Canada. My dear parents, brothers and sisters, as we celebrate this important moment in our history, let us acknowledge the role played by the global community in righting this historical wrong. The return of Afo-a-Kom back to Kom was not just the triumph of human spirit, but also a reminder that when we stay united as a people, we can effectively coordinate our efforts to correct the mistakes of the past. We must strive to avoid wrongdoing, jealousy and hate, backbiting, and learn to embrace the desire to do good. Finally, I want to acknowledge the food committee. If you think they did a good job, let's rise and give them. And all those who are serving drinks, I think they have been doing a wonderful job. They've made this a celebration for us. I want to particularly thank Nawa Interior Samuel and Monifa and everybody on that committee for doing such an amazing job so that we can enjoy this moment. Okay. My gratitude goes to everyone who has made an effort to attend this event, and especially to you all for giving me this opportunity to coordinate the celebration of this event. And I want to thank Tom Winger for chairing that committee and all the 50th anniversary committee members. Let's give them a round of applause for putting all of this together. You have made this moment even more special. And the moment was very special to me when I recently learned that my grandfather, Bobo Lawyer Atua, son of Wenga, was part of the search and was actually the one that tried to describe what Afo-a-Kom looked like to our ambassador when he visited Cameroon, so he can be looking for it. That made me feel good. Just learning that. So you can imagine you need to do good because your own great-grandson or daughter will feel good just like I did. Let's learn to do good and avoid jealousy. Now, I would like to also extend a word of appreciation to all our sponsors, particularly the Drexel University. They sponsored this event. And I want to thank the Poe family for being here in their numbers to participate in this celebration and for sponsoring, and all the sponsors, even if you supported with prayers, all those that sponsored by donating food, those that sponsored by donating drinks, I want you to feel very appreciated. Thank you all for trusting me and my team to lead Afo-a-Kom USA and to spearhead the celebration of this important moment in our history. We are thrilled to have you as part of this celebration. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
You want the phone that comes beyond to bring this Afo-a-Kom to Fundong. On the right of Fenway, at the time was the headed prince, Chabukui Francis. The Afo-a-Kom itself was carved out of Europe. And it was carved by the seventh ruler of the Fundong, for Louis I. And then you come here, what I want to zoom and to get you to understand is what is it that we are talking about, these cultural artifacts. As a matter of fact, talking about African cultural artifacts, we need to understand that these artifacts were carved and these artifacts were in some sort of the way Africans understood their history. The works of art, either you see them in painting, either you see them in songs, either you see them in any other, tells a story about a people, a particular set of people. And that is how African history was written long before the Western colonization, before the invasion of colonialism in the African continent. Colonialism, in a way, happened not to have really understood what Africans have achieved in terms of their civilization. The failure of Western colonization to understand what Africans have achieved was about colonial arrogance. Colonial arrogance, in a sense, means that colonial powers came down to Africa to dominate without understanding. It was the domination of a continent, the domination of a people, without reading into the context of what these people ever understood. But at the same time, the aesthetic nature of these works of art attracted colonial powers. And that led to looting of artifacts, the stealing of artifacts. And so, when you parade in Western museums, when I talk about Western museums, I talk about museums in Western Europe, I talk about museums in Northern America, you quickly find a lot of African museums, the African artifacts. And as a way of trying to claim that they can best preserve things rather than those who have it, they are not been working. Afo-a-Kom, where we stand today to celebrate, was as a result of these paradigms. Afo-a-Kom was not stolen by evil. It was taken out from his sacred sanctuary by another person. It was sold to the Europeans, but then it came out. But I wanted to give this particular anecdote that we need to understand that African first of lands were really the books on which Africans wrote their history. And we must understand it that way. Afo-a-Kom was never an exemption. I will go deeper to tell you exactly the history of the Kom people, the history of Kom founder, through Afo-a-Kom, which we are celebrating today. But before that, we need to understand where did this come from? We talk about Kom founder. Where is it? And where do we find it? If you look at the right, the first thing that you find in Africa, that's the African map. And you see where Cameroon is located. Within Cameroon, you can see where the Kom founder is located. The Kom founder is actually located in northwest of Cameroon. And if we remove that, the next thing that we find is the migration of the Kom people. The northwest region of Cameroon is popularly known in colonial historiography. Post-colonial historiography. There are people that have been migrating, and they migrated from northern Cameroon down to Babis. They moved right across the Cal area of the Sok, the Joti, and then they found themselves in Laikom. Laikom is really known as Laikom, which means the Kom country. And that is how the Kom people came to find themselves in that particular place. The Kom founder is actually made of 10 vassal states, which were incorporated by Fonyo, who is to my left, for those who bother to look at. He is a man who is credited to have expanded Kom, and the present boundaries of Kom as we find today was as a result of his wars of expansion. So you have 10 vassal states. And 10 vassal states actually in the sense mean that Kom is like an empire. Called an empire. Called an kingdom. But then we need to see that for you was the 7th ruler of Kom. And he ruled Kom from 1865 to 1912. And it was between this period that the Afo-a-Kom, which we are talking about today, was actually carved. And we need to also note that the 19th century was a period of carving in a particular Dartfield, the entire Dartfield region. Royalties involved themselves in more carvings. And then for you, in his carving shop, for you was a conqueror. They conquered a lot of neighboring funders, and he also count the Afo-a-Kom. Biographically, he was born in Bello, the Bello Valley, and he came from his matrilineal lineage. The father was the village head of Jiligijo. His mother was Fukui. So, in a sense, he called for you Fukui. For you Fukui actually means that it's for you of Fukui, who was the mother. And then now, in 1863, for you was banished. He was removed banished from Kom because he, in a sense, was a threat. His hunger was human. And so he left Bangui. And Bangui is a neighboring, not really a neighboring for now. But it was in Bangui that, from my research, he actually developed skills of farming. In the domestic politics, we find 2 or 3 things that he did that is so important for us to understand. The rural compound, which is found at Fulham, he settled it because the rural compound had a slave. Chiafel was already in the compound. The second thing was that he founded the church society. Other school of thought will say that he was stolen from Baltimore. But he later introduced the Community Fund, which was actually what I might deal on, not now, but the Community Fund was actually, the office was a very strong office to balance the entities of the fund and also so in his administration we find that he created a customary court which we signed today. That was part of that. But one of the greatest things that for you is actually remembered for him was the foreign policy. And I call him for you the conqueror. For you wage wars with neighboring funders, capture the funders into Kom, and that is how you find the charm, Besna, Bafut, and again, Bencham, Benzo, Benka, all were incorporated in the Kom funder. And what do you find? What do you call it about things? These are what they call. In a sense, they had to respect and give loyalty to the Kom and pay tribute to the Kom funder. Which meant that Kom had control over it, but they also maintained their autonomy. So Kom collected tribute from this compact territory. But for you, faith, 2 problems. His first problem was how to.
Our next speaker is Dr. Patience Ajo Foster.
Please be quiet. Please.
Dr. Patience Ajo Foster happens to be a lady I'm so proud to call my daughter. She is the daughter of late maker. We lost him a couple of months ago. She co-leads the implementation and success of Drexels, which are all efforts to foster a sense of community and belonging. She's a certified diversity executive. Patience is fluent in 5 languages. In a consultative capacity and leadership development. Can I get your attention, please? The bar is closed. Brutus, please, can I get your attention? Like I said, Patience employs systems approach to implementation, monitoring, and evaluation as a DEI scholar practitioner. She has published and has spoken nationally on these subjects, as well as delivered related training to thousands both in student development and affairs from Drexel University, and a PhD in organizational development from Cameroon University. She is here today with her lovely husband, Adrian, and their amazing son, Joel. And without much ado, let us welcome Dr. Patience Ajov Foster.
My father. And thank you, Professor Walters, for that enlightening.
Please be quiet, please. We're begging, please.
Here on assignment tonight from my father. You see, my father was the kingmaker, the one who installed the most recent king, Fuenza. And I remember last summer, I reached out to him and I asked him, what is it that we can do? You see, my father, every time I went home to come, he will gather a lot of the community workers and he will ask me to update them about what I was doing. And I remember once saying, you must have the come bias in whatever you do. That does not mean you support come people at the expense of others. That means always show up as a come child, as a daughter of the come soil. And so in this day, I was updating my father about what was happening in my professional world. And my father said, and I asked him how we should honor his legacy. And my father said, do something with Afo-a-Kom. So I am here on assignment from my father. The other thing, what I really want to talk about, what my father saw that I didn't see at the time, is that my father's stories. You see, Chinua Achebe talks about until the lion learns how to tell his story, the story will always glorify the hunter. And in the line of work that I do at Drexel University, a lot of what we do is about hearing people's stories. And a lot of times, when I sit in rooms with people, I'm like, if only this person knew this person's story, and this person knew where this person was coming from, we would be a much more integrated society. We would be a much more integrated community. And so my father saw something that I didn't see, that I didn't know, when he charged me with being involved with something about the Afo-a-Kom. And so when I reached out, Dad passed away in April of this year. And when I started talking to Dr. PK, who I said is now my father, because he is my father's nephew, what he said was, you know, there's this committee. And with hesitation, I said, you know, folks don't know me in Afo-a-Kom. I don't know if I should be joining that committee. But then he said, this would be a way to honor people who are not come to the world. Except for a few scholars like Professor Walters. And so one of the things that we did was, let's talk about the archives. What pictures do people have? And I see Botang standing out here, and there were pictures that he texted. There were pictures that people had in their homes. There were pictures and stories that people had that they wanted to tell, that they wanted to share with the world, that they wanted to tell through their perspectives. And so we use those stories to curate what you see to my right, that are the archival art exhibit. These are photos that came from Com people that were held by Kom people and that Kom people knew were important to them. They held them close. To my left are photos that were taken by Casey Fuchu-Dianga. That is the first time that we know that a son or daughter of the Kom soil has taken pictures of the Afo-a-Kom. And one of the things that we asked Casey to do, and when we say pictures, it's pictures that are shared publicly, that are shared with the world. They're pictures that people have, but they're not necessarily pictures that are curated to tell the Kom story through a Kom son or daughter's eyes. And so as Casey started to tell that story, he talked about the symbol of unity. You see, to him, it wasn't just about taking pictures. It was about representing something that Kom people, about telling a story through his lens as a photographer in a way that the world will learn the Kom story through his lens. It was about telling the story in a way that hadn't been told before. Casey felt very honored as he told his Kom story through his perspective. And that leads me to the most important thing we have tonight. You see, in our like they belong, they are looking for their. When we have a story to tell too, our stories are realized people. And because of that charge, we take it seriously. Now I'm going to take a commercial break here and talk about Drexel University and charge seriously. Sure that regardless of every student's background, they can see the. And so whether your story is one that is, however you ended up in the diaspora, whether you came through descendants of enslaved people, whether you got on a plane and came here for opportunities, your story, all of our stories, the messy parts and the parts that we feel really good about. We need to be telling our stories. The parts that we're ashamed of and the parts that we're really proud about. We need to be telling our stories. The parts we triumph and the parts that we fail. Because our stories share our humanity. And only when we tell our full humanity do we actually get to a place where we can actually achieve unity and justice, which is what the Afo-a-Kom stands for. And so today, I urge all of us, especially the parents. I said I stand here on assignment from my father, but I also stand here on behalf of my son, Afo-a-Kom, and I also stand here as a part of representation of my better half, Adrian, because I want to be able to tell my story on our terms, so that someday when our kids are walking around these campuses, someday when our kids are walking around legislative halls, someday when our kids are walking around these United States of America, they can see themselves represented in every space because we tonight told the story of the Afo-a-Kom. And so it is not just a call to action, it is also our responsibility, every one of us here, to be able to tell that story. You see, because when we tell our stories, we get to decide how we tell our stories. And I hope that regardless of how you ended up here tonight, you see yourself represented in the program. You see yourself represented in what we're talking about. You see yourself represented in just the hope. We have so many conversations, and I think about one recently with Bernetta, where we struggle because our kids that we see, when I say our kids, we're talking about the 18, 19-year-olds that you sent to us. Our kids, what they learn is that their story sort of starts with slavery and then just skips to today. There is no in-between. So again, we have a responsibility to fill in those blanks for our children. And stories like the Afo-a-Kom tell our children that they were craftsmen, that they were artists, that they have a culture, that they had a government structure, that they have a heritage, that they have a place to go to, that they own land, that they are royalty, that they come from a rich background, and that they should step into every space that they go to proud. And so I thank you tonight. These are my simple remarks. Thank you again. And just emphasize, if you remember nothing else, please tell our stories, all of our stories, to our children so that they can embody it and see themselves represented everywhere they step foot, even in these United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you. Others can participate in the movement. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was saying, before us is our retired movie point. And you have been people for 8 years. I was retired 2 days ago. And so being in our midst as the last person to have oil to our power, it is just normal that as a member of the people himself, as a senior member by the time that they will receive the recognition. He says that this representation here is peace. He says that this peace is peace for everything, including food, hunger, everything. We should remember that when Mark was stolen back in 1966, it brought a lot of pain, it brought a lot of death, it brought a lot of hunger, famine to land. And when Mark returned, it came with peace again. And that there is not much more to say, except that let peace reign over the entire clan, over the entire people, because black is black of the people, is black of the clan. Mark has traveled, and everybody knows how far and wide he traveled and which countries he visited. And for that reason, all those countries that have seen Mark pass away will one day have their children asking, where was that Mark from? We believe that Mark will be shown for all children now and in the future. The question is, where will it be when it's shown? Where will it be staying? What we have before us is a replica, is a reflection, is a model. But the bank itself is a whole, but one whole. And he believes that all of us in this country are those who can fix the place of residence for Africa. And as it stands here in the Kom trilogy, it represents life. It represents food. It represents prosperity.
Yeah, that's my mama.
Look, look, look. Amba, Afo-a-Kom. Thank you.
That light.
This is Afo-a-Kom. Now watch that.
This time we have the 50th anniversary magazine, and I'm calling on someone that is a Chidokom, someone that has changed the lives of youths in our community. I have someone that is the reason we see our younger generation here tonight. I have someone that has placed most of our younger generation on six-figure salaries through his IT school and consulting. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling on the president of commemorate. Are there commemorates in the room? Can you make some noise for your president? Oh, President, ladies and gentlemen, there is a particular reason why we picked Chidokom Brian Chongwang to launch the 50th anniversary magazine, because this young man you see right here embodies the character of a good man. He is passionate about his culture. He is passionate about doing things for others. He is an example of selflessness. He has changed the dynamics and made a lot of our young generation to be interested in our culture. So tonight, it is an honor for me to introduce you to this General Assembly on this particular occasion to celebrate the 50th anniversary. And I want you to unveil this magazine. You will hand an official copy to the family, and I will let the rest flow. I will let you speak and decide how you want to do this. Let us put our hands together for Chino Compran Chokmai, the president of commemorate, the CEO of Joint IT.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Looks like you already made the speech I was about to make. So, Afo-a-Kom 50th, oye? Commemorate, oye? The common man, oye? Invitees, oye? Ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the COP Palace, all protocols duly respected, thank you for giving me this opportunity to present now, open this historic book. I see on the front page, tribute to Bobe and Joseph. And on this note, I would like us all to give a minute of silence to Bobe, Tadios, and all our departed dignitaries, brothers and sisters of the Commonwealth. May the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in perfect peace. One of us said, in the name of Dr. Richard Mana, he mentioned that COP is a feeling, and that feeling is seen here today by us all gathered here to celebrate, 50 years after the return of Afo-a-Kom. This is very significant, and I want to plead with us all. We are celebrating today because that is our culture, that is our heritage, and we are here to make sure that the generations that will come after us will still see this Afo-a-Kom and understand that these are historic facts that cannot be distorted. One thing that is very significant here is that if we do not love this, we will not be here today. And I will leave this to us. Whatsoever we are doing here today, whatsoever we are doing on earth, whatsoever we are doing for COP, we should do it with one intention. 50 years when we are gone, we should still be able to be celebrated by those who have left behind. We are not going to be celebrated by demonstrating hatred, fighting each other, and making our kids to believe that we're in an atmosphere where unity cannot reign. On behalf of commemorate today, I want to plead with our elders here. What you're teaching us is what we're going to translate to our kids. Are you teaching us fighting? Are you teaching us unity? Are you teaching us a common culture? Or are you teaching us to be pointing fingers? And I want to plead with you all that let us portray the image of COP to the world, and that is true unity. Thanks to Afo-a-Kom 50th for this wonderful organization of the celebration of our return. I am not cursing or opening this book as Brian Chawai, but as a community person. I have already reached out to my network of friends and told them that we need to support our COP culture. And I'm going to be contributing through my friends representing them here today a sum of $2,000, launching this magazine, And I would like to call on the close family to hand this first. I have not opened it, I'm just reading what is there. This is going to be handed over to them. I don't know if they're going to decide to open it and share it to everyone, or what is going to be their approach. So I want to call on the close family on behalf of Com Youth, Baba, Makunso Kuma Ali Exova. So I think my big partner doesn't get me like the nice thing now for Maleki and Maleki Baba is like I'm using to na the Kuma Ali business that okay, theater I own them.
And as a youth of Congress, I've always wanted to inspire the rest of ourselves to continue the tradition of our culture. And through the stories my dad has told me and my brother and my family, and through those stories, it really has inspired us in our music, us in our arts, us in our daily lives to truly remember where we come from. And that's inspiring enough, at least maybe to put that in our mind. So that's just there.
Wow, thank you so much. So it's channel on YouTube, just Father, so yeah.
If you look on YouTube, it says Prince Carter. Prince Carter.
Alright, so if you're looking for him on YouTube, you should be looking for Prince Carter. Now, would you mind showing us that tattoo on the phone from your hand so that we are sure that it's true? Wow, right there. Oh my goodness. Afo-a-Kom, right on this out.
This is the first of my tattoos.
The first one ever. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, so inspired by stories of his father, that was so attached to the whole kingdom and the story of his roots that he has to the Afo-a-Kom on his arm, and he sings his music and his cover photos on his music, Afo-a-Kom photos on YouTube. Look for his father. So we want to thank his father for being Cherry Jam of Minnesota. For being Cherry Jam of Minnesota. Thank you so much for his father and your son to be so attached to his roots. We appreciate it.
We have an award here in memory and appreciation of Bobe Tadiosungo. Afo-a-Kom USA Incorporated is proud to recognize and honor Bobe Tadiosungo for his role in the discovery and eventual return of a bank from the USA and for being at the origin of the Afo-a-Kom nickname in 1973. This nickname has since become an instant identifier for any Kom person in the world, and a name we are so proud to bear as an organization, presented with heartfelt gratitude to the Ko family, represented here by Nawenda Professor Teresia Akechi, Vice Chancellor of Bamenda University. This award will be handed to the family by our Bobekwi for Emeritus on behalf of all of us.
Mommy!
I will call on Atwechis to know Terence Contamin. Bobe is on the floor, please. Bobe people. Montoktoba. Boy of Nagam, people of your water. Boy of Nagam. Anchi no Tomafia on Hill. Boy of Nagam. Adama Yutana. Boy of Nagam. I'm going to say on color, pink water, also to the Canadian. Manati have lined up with you for community. So where you're listening back. If I feel a similar film and call something in Pama, that will be people. Before you're listening back. I was no more okay. I was actually talk like another line for a listener. You don't talk of. My father, I will be for the Jewish people. But I was here to attend my father, I will be my morning. Ye, that I know where I come from, that's for no more. Una Jala, come on, go. Jala, who they know, no was I know. No more. And I know that to my grandma or African. On a tear like Abuchi, Afo-a-Kom 50th. So, who falls like fake it. Kazanchwe, Naina Dina, what you mean be? That's not only in there. Who's at once no, I will go for some way. My partner, that's not very limited. Because Nandamaka Wagner, Tamako Wintro, Colonel Nantika talks at fear, no comment yet one thing. Oh, I have Wajina, I am weak. I am the father of Nabu with people.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening is that the head of the Chisando in the US is thanking Bobby, the outgoing Bobby, for his service, for his 8 years service, and as the head of the clan, he being the head of the clan here in the US, is taking this opportunity to thank him and wish him well on his retirement. And Afo-a-Kom USA has done that, and Chido from Teresaya has handed over that gratitude to Bobby. I am now Bobby. So I do the Punoju.
Then the last award goes to our amazing Biscop volunteer, Ivan G. Snyder. Afo-a-Kom USA is proud to recognize and honor you for demonstrating exceptional dedication and unwavering commitment to the search, discovery, and eventual return of the Afo-a-Kom back to Kom people in 1973. Your outstanding efforts preserved a valuable part of our cultural heritage and strengthened the bond between communities and showcased Kom to the entire world. Your passion for justice and cultural preservation is commendable and inspires us all. Presented with heartfelt gratitude from Afo-a-Kom USA. Today, November 18, 2023 in Maryland.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Edmund G. Schneider could not be here with us today. You can guess he's 70-something years old now, and he is resident in Portland, Oregon. But he sent a greeting and sent some very, very powerful words, and so we are going to be sending his award to him in recognition of the service as the President first read. So we thank him very much. Edmund G. Schneider and his late father, Gilbert Schneider.
And at this time, I want to recognize Dr. Walter Gamke, all the way from Netherlands, is in the room. Where is Dr. Walter Gamke, all the way from Netherlands? We want to thank you. We want to say thank you for coming here and giving us the wonderful knowledge about Afo-a-Kom. May God bless you and you will return safely. Thank you for the work you do to preserve our culture. Thank you for the work you do to connect us to our roots. We think that you are doing the work that future generations are going to benefit from it. This is a token of our appreciation from Afo-a-Kom USA. Just to remember us. Let's put our hands together for Professor Walker. God bless you all. God bless Afo-a-Kom USA. God bless Afo-a-Kom.
It's a pleasure and honor for me to deliver this little message. Today, we are several what is the fruit of excellent dedication and patriotism, love for motherland, and the resolve to prove it. It was men and women like us who shoved aside their comfort and put everything on the line to see the return of the heritage back home. It was not a walk in the park. They toiled and gave up a lot because they knew it would be worth it. Look where we are now. This is just one of multiple factors that proves that what unites us as a people is far beyond what others might think should divide us. It is another reminder that we share common values across the board, regardless of our religion and political orientation. In 1973, when the clamor for return of the heritage was at its peak, it was a show of solidarity that would last for ages to come. Today, the movement too is covering ground. We are all on the same page when I say many more would follow. For those holding the fort, we see you. The ancestors see you, and posterity will forever be grateful for the fight you are putting up. Our deities are deities of peace and unity. With love as a mantra, it is therefore only right that we keep the kiln and enhance these values at all levels of the political and social strata. Today, at this glorious occasion, we are all beaming with smiles. But our hearts are not 100% joyful, and it is a fact that can't be undermined. We want our sons and daughters to speak with us and participate in the building, not demolition. The olive branch has remained flying since it was planted, and we can only pray that they reach out and grab it. Today, as we make merry, remember that Afo-a-Kom is you, and you are Afo-a-Kom. Your role is vital in the development of your people and your country on a larger scale. Elsewhere, they would say coffee and kindness, but this is not elsewhere. This is home. So we say palm wine and peace. Ayona, thank you from the minister delegate in charge of relationship with the Commonwealth, His Excellency Felix Mbayo of the Ministry of External Relations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mawanya.
To grace this occasion, This is the voice. Of cultural exuberance in Cameroon. This is Exhibit A. Been turned into a frenzy.
Houston, Minneapolis, Massachusetts.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Tina Iwani. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know something. You see her dressed up. You see her carrying her own royal machinery. This one is from the founder of Andy, representing Wimbo. So this is the Wimbo title. This is a title from Wimbo, and this title is called Mangando. Mangando. So, Tina, we take listen, which one I will not Mangando, in like Wimbo. From the Wuti, Wimbo, like the devil, and the man, I don't know. How I wine talk, no wine from Dinamo. second. So that's number 4. You can thank you so much.
Thank you guys. I'm all the way from Dallas, Texas, but I really do appreciate everybody that is here to support Afo-a-Kom and to celebrate this day. Thank you guys.
Hello, Momentum for Victor Wange. We are coming to the end of this occasion, the 50th anniversary celebration of Afo-a-Kom. Afo-a-Kom, what do you have to tell all the people out there, mindful of the fact that you are the main person in the organizing committee of this great event that the United States of America and Kom Alliance has just witnessed? That I'm very proud. We are very proud to be from here. And I thank everyone anywhere around the world to be proud to be from here. Was expected that proud. To take our mind and people honor we as a people was lost and it was found again. Hope. And it was online beginning and for unity, for community, prosperity, development, continuity. What we have done here today is remarkable and demonstrate the no one to serve. The purpose is the plan, the purpose the comfort, and prosperity. Remember, one hand till we get to where we want to get to. Thank you very much for that great word. One last word to all the people who came to this occasion from far and near. What would you have to say to them at this point, when you know that tomorrow a lot of the guests will be departing? I want to say thank you. I want to send out appreciation because you spend time, you spend money, you spend energy. These three things are very, very costly. So to spend all of that on our behalf as Kom people, I think it's something to be appreciated. So we really want to appreciate you and thank you. And we hope that the Lord will bless you and bless your progeny so that together we will see the next day, and the next day, and continue to live, to give what our culture has bestowed upon us. Thank you very much to Victor Wange. We will continue the celebration. And once again, I appreciate you for being a good host that you've been tonight. And I want to tell you that all the guests are extremely happy being here tonight. And thank you abundantly. Thank you.